And now to Europe, where the United States and Iran are holding their fifth round of nuclear talks in Rome, aiming to resolve deep-rooted disagreements over Tehran's nuclear program. The talks, which began last month, are the highest level contact between the two nations since the United States withdrew from the landmark 2015 nuclear accord during President Donald Trump's first term. But ahead of the talks, Iran's foreign minister warned that fundamental differences still remain between the two sides and that there would be no agreement if the United States demands a halt to uranium enrichment.
As they have expressed in their interviews, that they do not believe that any enrichment can continue in Iran, and they think that we should cease all enrichment activities. If that is their goal, there will be no deal. If they want to take away the right of the Iranian people to use nuclear energy peacefully, we will not have an agreement at all.
That hardline message from Iran's foreign minister comes as Tehran pushes for a new deal to lift sanctions that have battered its economy. Ever since returning to office in January, President Donald Trump has reinstated his so-called maximum pressure strategy, which is supporting talks but warning of possible military action if diplomacy fails. In fact, the last round of talks in the Omani capital Muscat ended with a public spat over enrichment. U.S. Envoy Steve Witkoff said Washington could not authorize even 1% enrichment, a position Tehran called a red line, citing its rights under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. The spat further led Iran's supreme leader to also cast doubts on the ongoing negotiations earlier this week.
Indirect negotiations existed back then, in his time too. But there were no results, and I don't think we'll bring results now. Who knows? We will not allow Iran to enrich uranium. It's a major overstep. No one is waiting for permission.
Under the 2015 deal, Iran was allowed to enrich uranium at low levels for civilian use. But after the deal was torpedoed in 2018, Tehran currently enriches uranium up to 60%, well above the 3.67% limit set by that accord, but below the 90% needed for a nuclear weapon. Washington is demanding a tougher deal to prevent Tehran from becoming a nuclear power, an ambition that Iran has consistently denied.
And would like to see if we could solve the Iran problem in an intelligent way as opposed to a brutal way. There's only two, intelligent and brutal. Those are the two alternatives.
And adding to the complexity, Iran has issued a stern warning over reports that Israel is preparing to potentially strike its nuclear facilities despite the ongoing U.S.-Iran talks. Israel has repeatedly threatened military action, but after this week, a new report claimed Tel Aviv was allegedly actively planning an attack, although no final decision has in fact been taken. In a letter to the United Nations, Iran's foreign minister declared that any such strike would be met with a decisive response and that the United States would be held responsible if complicit.
We believe that in the event of any attack on the nuclear facilities of the Islamic Republic of Iran by the Zionist regime, the U.S. government will also be involved and bear legal responsibility. Iran strongly warns against any adventurism by the Zionist regime and will respond decisively to any threat or unlawful act by this regime.
So with Iran refusing to halt enrichment and threatening retaliation over any strike on its nuclear sites, tensions remain high and a breakthrough looks as uncertain as ever.
At Firstpost, we are choosing to hold on to accuracy. That means we won't always be first. We may not get you your breaking alert. But what you will get is what we owe you. And that is the truth. Verified, checked, and cross-checked. We rely on sources and verified ones. After all, that's what separates a journalist from a loudspeaker. But sometimes even we miss a beat. And when we do, we will tell you. That is our commitment to you. We will wait, we will verify, we will ask again, and only then will we tell you. No noise, no panic, just the facts. Because right now, that is what the country needs most.